Hello, everyone. Welcome to TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Turgut. On this podcast, we'll talk about Basaksehir PSG match, and we'll also preview the Sivasspor match coming up on Thursday against Tel-Alive, and we'll review the week 6 in the Turkish Super Lig, and we'll preview the 7th week coming up this weekend. So, first, I want to say a couple things about the Basaksehir PSG match. This was the second ever match for Basaksehir in the Champions League match. And this is the first time they're representing Turkey in the Champions League. In the first game, as you know, they lost their first match. And then the second match was in Istanbul today against France, one of the top teams in the world, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. And they played very good football until 60th minute, Basaksehir. They impressed me, and they impressed a lot of people around the world. But I think what happened is after the 60th minute, the defense collapsed a little bit, and two of the goals came by defensive mistakes. That's what Basaksehir has to work on their next game. Is, you know, that they have four more matches in the Champions League in the group. So they have to, right now, they have 0 points and 0 goals after 2 matches. And what will happen next Wednesday, they will be hosting Manchester United, another team with a lot of stars. And Manchester United today, they trashed Leipzig 5-0. So Basaksehir, it's not going to be easy for them playing in this Champions League group. They have tough teams. And again, next Wednesday, before that, you know, they have to play their 7th week matches in the Turkish Super League. But next Wednesday against Manchester United, Basaksehir, if they play the way they played against PSG today, I think they could work on their mistakes and on the mistakes that happened by defense. They passed the ball around really good, especially in the first half. I think the first half belonged to Basaksehir in that 45 minutes first half. But again, after the 60 minutes, it was just 2 mistakes cost them 2 goals. One from corner kick and one from not marking the player. And both of the goals were scored by same player that scored the goals. Actually, that is something that Basaksehir has to work on it. But as far as playing, they played good. They surprised a lot of people. And I think I was really happy with their performance too. All they have to do is start earning some points to start this fresh season in the Champions League. So we'll see what happens against Manchester United next Wednesday. But Basaksehir right now, they're not they were not doing too good in the Turkish Super League, but last in their 6 weekend matches they won. So they trashed Antalyaspor. So this might be. We'll see what happens in this weekend in the Turkish Super League, because a lot of the teams that plays 3-4 days in a row matches in Turkish leagues, they're not up to form for playing 2 games in 1 week. So we'll see what happens. And but overall, even though they lost 2-0 against PSG, Basaksehir, they did not get killed. They played good football, and like I said, they have to work on their mistakes a little bit better. And also, the thing is, they had a lot of shots, but it was only on 4 of them was on the goal. So you gotta be on target. So they're lacking on last touches, finishing touches on the ball. If they work on that and their defense, I think they might be good against Manchester United. But Manchester United beating Leipzig 5-0. That's a real good team right now this year. Manchester United is looking good. It's going to be a tough match, but at least they're playing at home in Istanbul against Manchester United. Let's hope for at least getting a draw from this match against Manchester United. Looking at tomorrow's match, as you know, Sivasspor represents Turkey in the Europa League, and they lost against Villarreal last week, and then they will host Tel Aviv on Thursday, and then they will play on, I believe, on Monday, and then following that, on Thursday, they will go to Karabakh, play their match, and then following that Karabakh match, after Thursday, they will be home on Monday against Galatasaray in this 8th week. So a lot of games tough games for Sivasspor. And Sivasspor has easy group. Even though they lost to Villarreal, if they beat Tel Aviv tomorrow in Sivas and earn 3 points, they should be looking pretty good in their group. And we wish them a lot of luck too tomorrow on Thursday's match. So those are the two teams that represents Turkey in the European competition, Basaksehir in the Champions League, and Sivasspor in Europa League. We wish both of them lots of luck in their future matches. Coming to the 6th weekend review, ladies and gentlemen, as you look at it, one thing that we knew, I think, with a huge match for Galatasaray, I'm going to go to details, but let me run down what the scores were on the 6th weekend matches. Kasımpaşa was at home against Göztepe. That was a draw match, 0-0. Basaksehir was at home, and as I told you a little while ago, they trashed Antalyaspor 5-1. And Erzurumspor Galatasaray match. This was the match that I wanted to talk about it because Galatasaray was in turmoil inside and also on the pitch. There were a lot of confrontation between the Fatih Terim and the team officials. What happened after he won this match in Erzurum 2-1, and then he after the press conference, he really gave it to the team officials, saying that he did not like the way that the team officials were running the Galatasaray team. So in the midweek, as a matter of fact, on Monday, Fatih Terim and team officials met, and after that, Fatih Terim discussed what was the problems between them, and then on Twitter, on his social media account, he said everything is okay. So I don't think it's everything okay with Galatasaray team right now, but they're just not talking anymore. They just want to concentrate on this league, on this season. We'll see what happens. As I gave you the score, Galatasaray with winning in Erzurum 2-1. I think they're right back there on chasing the title. And also the other games, Gaziantep at home beat Konyaspor 1-0. And as you know, Ankaragücü Hatayspor match was postponed, suspended because of the Hatayspor players were tested positive for coronavirus, and that game did not play. And Fenerbahçe at home beat Trabzonspor. This was the match of the week this past weekend, and Fenerbahçe really looking good, and they are in second place. And they're probably one of the best teams right now in the Turkish Super Lig after 6 week is over. So Trabzonspor not looking good. They're thinking about sacking their coach. We'll see. Nothing has happened yet. We'll see what happens. But Fenerbahçe today announced their famous player, Emre Belözoğlu, been selected as general manager for the team. So Emre Belözoğlu will be the manager for general manager for Fenerbahçe team. In Malatyaspor beat Gençler Birliği 2-1, and Alanyaspor, the first place team, the top team in the Turkish Super Lig at home, beat Karagümrük. The newcomers of Fatih Karagümrük lost to Alanyaspor in Alanya 2-0, and Sivas at home lost to Rizespor 2-0. This is not good for Sivasspor. Before, maybe they were thinking about Tel Aviv Europa League match. That's why this game played on Monday. And last match on Monday was played in Denizli. Denizlispor lost to Beşiktaş 3-2. And I tell you, Beşiktaş, they had to win this match. I told you that on my last podcast. They had to win this match. Otherwise, they were going to be down in the relegation zone in the 6th weekend. That was not going to be good. So, Beşiktaş, with the help of Canadian players, Kyle Larin, and their coach, actually, their captain, Atiba Hutchinson, really, they scored a goal, and third goal came from Abu Dabar, and that was a win for Beşiktaş. But things are not looking good as far as financially for Beşiktaş. I did say his name wrong, Abu Bakar. Sorry, and Abu Bakar scored Beşiktaş's third goal. So things looking a little bit better in the standings for Beşiktaş. They moved up to 12th place, but financially Beşiktaş very struggling. I don't know what the problems is. This is the problem for a lot of teams, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll see. As you know, in the middle of week this past weekend, Turkish Football Federation officials and the club team owners got together and talked about not getting paid by the broadcaster of the league, and they demand their payments. So we'll see what happens with that. That's something it's going to boil down in later on in this season. So at the end of the 6th weekend, Alanyaspor, as I said before, after 6 matches, they are on top in the first place with 16 points. Fenerbahçe is in 2nd place with 14 points. Galatasaray in 3rd place with 10 points. There are a lot of teams. There's actually 5 teams with 8 points, and there's like 7, I would say 6, 7 teams with 7 points, and there's other teams with 6 points, couple teams with 6 points, and couple teams with 5 points, and one team with 4 points, that is Gençler Birliği, and a team in dead last in the bottom, Ankaragücü, is with 1 point, but Ankaragücü has only played 4 matches there because of the COVID and because of they had 1 week bye. So they have only 1 point. So this past weekend, Denizlispor, Kayserispor had bye, and this coming weekend, Denizlispor will have a bye. Looking at the 7th weekend matches, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, you're listening to Turkish Football Podcast on TurkishSoccer.com's podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. Please. Looking at the games, Fatih Karagümrük against Erzurum, Trabzonspor against Kasımpaşa, Gençler Birliği against Gaziantep, Göztepe against Alanyaspor, and Galatasaray against Ankaragücü. Rizespor will be against Kayserispor, Konya against Basaksehir, Beşiktaş will be at home, Malatyaspor against Malatyaspor, and Hatayspor will be at home against Sivasspor, and Antalyaspor will be at home against Fenerbahçe. with these, the last matches will be on Monday. So